his opponent from Japan, Tomokazu Harimoto.
And listen to the cheers greeting the number 3 seed here, Tomokazu Harimoto, who's impressed us already here at the Singapore Smash 2025. If you want a subplot, and who doesn't, let's give you one for this one. You're looking at a man who showed young promise and has gone places, and you might argue he's up against a man who didn't quite do that. He's up against a former World Junior champion in XUEFEI, who at 25 hasn't quite hit the heights that Tomokazu Harimoto has managed to. That's just the setup for this one, but there's so much to look forward to. Still the best of 5 games as we continue to work our way through the draws here, but this week is beginning to accelerate now towards its climax here in Singapore. Well, there's the tail of the table, and it's a first ever encounter at singles level between these two here. But look at that disparity in world rankings. That's largely because of the absence of XUEFEI from substantial competition over the last year or two. Going to bring Fraser in on that in just a moment. He'll tell you the backstory, but let's just check in first of all with Daphne Lau, our umpire for this one.
Harimoto. Harimoto, please come for the toss. Please choose between red and black. Red. Black for you. Black. Winner of the toss. What we choose? Receive. Server.
Well, Fraser, let's just pick up on this as we'll have a look at these players. We'll look at the playing conditions and much more, as we always do as we build up to a match here. But curiously, there's 4 years between these two. Tomokazu Harimoto, 4 years the junior, and I mentioned the World Junior title for his opponent XUEFEI earlier on. Of course, we saw him in action in Beijing. That was understandable. But prior to that, the last serious WTT action was a feeder back in Portugal in 2024. Why are we seeing a lot more of this young man than we're seeing of his opponent today?
It's a good question. I mean, obviously playing for Team China, it's harder to get a chance to play the, so we say, star-studded events such as Star Contenders and upwards. Harimoto is the arrowhead of Team Japan. He's had more international experience at XUEFEI. Both of these men, World Junior champions. Here's a look at Harimoto's last event. He got to the final of the finals in Fukuoka, lost to Wang Chuqin. He won the Star Contender Doha, the season opener this year, and then lost to Chen Yuan-Yu, who we saw put up a good fight against Zhang Wuqin yesterday to become finalist there. XUEFEI's had some decent results, but he has struggled really to penetrate through as a Chinese star.
And of course, taking a little look at the progress to this position, there is XUEFEI, 25 years old right now. That world ranking of 53 showed you earlier on. And we've given the backstory to you there. Thanks very much, Fraser, for that. We're still in round of 32 action in terms of this matchup. And this will be for the right to take on 2 others who play later on today. That's the prize money that's up for grabs. That's what they've earned already by making it this far, round of 32. And particularly Harimoto, you feel, is going to look to go deep. Finalist earns you $37,500, win in Singapore Smash 2025, and there's $75,000 for you there. They'll be looking to take on either Alexis Lebrun or Hiroto Shinozuka, who'll be on this table a little bit later on today. And in terms of their pathway to this position here, it was an excellent win for XUEFEI over Yi Sang-soo, 3-2 in the round of 64. And an even better win for Tomokazu Harimoto, who really shone against the high-quality Egyptian Omar Assar. Did you like what you saw from him, Fraser?
I did. I mean, Omar Assar, a player who's beaten Harimoto before, so he had to be hot on it, the 3rd seed, and was. And an especially good win there for XUEFEI. Li Sang-soo, you know, he's beaten many of Team China's stars, Ma Long, Fan Jindong. So, you know, a match there that XUEFEI will be proud of as well.
Yeah, there's a sense of real anticipation about this one. This is going to be great, and the crowd's very much up for this one already. Some partisan fans in, we love that. Let's listen in.
First game, Harimoto to serve. Love all. One love.
Yeah, acknowledge that little flick there.
Fiery start as we expected here from both players. Obviously stylistically, XUEFEI, a modern penhole player, so it's interesting to see.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. A modern penhole player.
Love
That in itself
two.
needs a bit of unpacking.
Yeah, obviously he gets that reverse penhole backhand in, and he's got one of the best in the world. I think, you know, it's fascinating to see the two best from Europe, Chodang and Felix Lebrun. What a shot that was yesterday, with Gao Zhengwei coming out on top.
Yeah, we'll have a little chat about the LeBron brothers later on. We've been looking into exactly what their preparation has been. We're going to see Alexei shortly on this table.
3-1.
Yeah, and the winner of this match would play the winner of that one, LeBron and Shinizuka.
He's turned up the volume today, Harimoto. He's always loud, but right from the get-go here.
Oh yeah, he's taking this match with the utmost seriousness. He chose to relax himself, Harimoto. Plays better, getting vocal, letting off some steam.
Spoke about XUEFEI. It's fascinating when you talk about the, shall we say, lesser lights or the slightly lesser known of the Chinese players, because they're hugely dangerous in tournament play, because we don't know what they've been doing. We know that they've been largely absent, but how's their form? We know they're hitting against the best in the world, and that makes players like XUEFEI so dangerous to face.
This is the thing, it almost seems a matter of when, not if, when it comes to a breakthrough performance.
Not high now. 2-4.
But there's so much pressure, and Tomokazu Harimoto is the ultimate catalyst of a Team China player.
Just talk us through that service net that was called there.
3-4.
Actually called by the umpire there. Not high enough, she said, the toss, right?
Yeah, got to be vertical, got to be out the palm of the hand, behind the back line. 13 inches the rule is, which is about bat height.
He's stepped up, hasn't he, XUEFEI? Slightly slow to start, but he's looking sharp now.
Nice flick here, kept the pressure on Harimoto as well with deep topspin. Smothering play. I mean, backhand to backhand, I was going to fancy Harimoto to win the vast majority of trades. But it's going to be a question of a race for pace and who can switch the direction of play first. Harimoto has a very simple style, likes to keep it simple, switch play around as much as he can, stays very close, although now he's getting bigger and stronger and wants to really dominate, take charge. He does take a step further back to give himself more space and time. So I'm expecting to see a few more loop-to-loop rallies than what we would have done before.
I like the athleticism about XUEFEI. Looks like a super athlete, well set up, well balanced.
There's a composure, there's a maturity to his play. Lovely service.
5-7.
Shovel action with the pen hold. Bit slower the serve, but a lot wider.
Now tell me about what he can do because he's using the pen hold on that shovel serve. Can you get a little bit more on it? Surprise Harimoto maybe?
The advantage of the modern pen hold grip is that you can get a bit more spin and quality in your service receive game. Because you have the three fingers as well positioned on the backhand side. It also offers extra stability through the forehand. We think of the RPB as a weaker shot than a shakehand backhand, but try telling that to the likes of Felix Lebrun and XUEFEI.
Brilliantly explained. We're going to come back to Harimoto in just a moment because we saw an example of that incredible strength he possesses, dipping the knees and powering a really driven forehand a couple of points ago over the net. This is getting tight again. It's a 2-point lead now for the man from China. Make that
9-6.
He's on the roll here.
He is, and he's testing the in and out footwork quite nicely here. That's momentum.
Yeah, that's 6 points from the last 8 played, going to XUEFEI.
Oh.
Yeah, loving this. And so are the fans.
Well, well, well. A surprising start from XUEFEI. Look at the quality of these attacks from mid-distance. He maintained that wonderfully.
The balance in his play has taken him to the first game, and that is a popular victory here at the Infinity Arena in Singapore, as that is a major run of points going the way of XUEFEI, who takes out the first against the number 3 seed.
そうそうそう、ついてほしいんで、なんか相手やっぱやってくるじゃん。ここからなんかここがちょっと早いような気がする。だったらもう先に長く仕掛けるとか、もう自分から仕掛けたりとか、ラリー作ったりやってる。今ちょっと大丈夫ポロポロって感じだけだったから。ちょっと横出してみる。
Let's move out to the Smash Arena right now, and the Chinese pairing of Wang Manyu and Wai Man getting past Adriana Diaz and Britta Pavard 3-1 in that round of 16 women's doubles encounter. High quality matchup, that one. Now we have the Swedish pair of Carlsen and Falk completing a victory against Izuka and Bei in the mixed doubles round of 16. Action's coming thick and fast as we work our way towards the business end of this Singapore Smash 2025. Liu Hung with some instructions there for XUEFEI. He'll be delighted with what he's seen from his charge so far in this one, Fraser.
He will be. A third the way there. Harimoto getting off to a fairly slow start. Just seemed a bit passive and a bit rooted, Harimoto.
When do we ever say that about him?
I know, well, there was a period sort of before the Olympics where Harimoto was really trying to work on his forehand. He said that in his butterfly interview. That was his weaker side, the forehand, really. Players would play consecutive balls there to test his recovery. Now, just before the Olympics, star contender Bangkok, he looked really amazing, and he was in Paris as well, nearly defeating Fan Zhendong. He needs to try and get his forehand into play a bit more often than what he has.
Yeah, but he's got the go-to there. We saw brilliantly that whipped, flicked backhand there, opening his account for the game. And again he goes to it.
Low.
Yeah, and why not?
He's got to think along these kind of wavelengths here. Pushes long, bat high. He knows XUEFEI's going to spin. Better sequence.
That's not better though.
1.
Unforced error. Now we see him do that quite often. He dips the knees and bends in to try and create that forehand.
We saw Maharu Yoshimura actually in the training hall sort of mimicking Harimoto's technique. It is a very big swing on the forehand.
Black.
But the broad theme here is 12 points out of 16 for XUEFEI. In this one though,
2, 3.
slight advantage for the Japanese man. All 3 of the winning points off that backhand thus far.
See there, even from mid-territory, flicking with that backhand.
And when he goes to the forehand,
3,
okay, there's a little bit of spin to deal with there, but he's just guided that wide.
That's a lovely serve though there. Half long, barely attackable. Made things tricky, XUEFEI.
As demonstrated by the facials from Harimoto there. Bemused.
Three-all.
He's getting Harimoto into the crossover section, and he's trying to take him out wider and wider, gradually.
Just explain the crossover section, Fraser.
So that's the right pocket of Harimoto, suffocating him for space, because if the ball's placed into your hip, it's difficult to play a forehand, and it's also difficult to play a backhand.
Yeah. So he's tightened up, he's tucked up, he hasn't got that move.
Stitching him, XUEFEI. And then he'll try and stretch him. As he does that,
stretched him, and he had the answers. His balance is fantastic, isn't it, XUEFEI?
It is. Nice stability. Harimoto getting his trademark forehand flick. But XUEFEI using that pace brilliantly. Keeping the bat high because of the lack of time he had.
He's got all the answers because he looks rock solid right now, XUEFEI.
Well, you've got to think, despite not having the massive results after he won that World Junior Champs in 2017, what is it about him? There must be something that means the Chinese coaches keep picking him for these events. And this is the answer.
4-7.
And he's putting all the pressure on Tomokazu Harimoto here. He's got to make the running, make the pace in this matchup now.
Lovely.
8-4.
It was a decent push from Harimoto, but the way that XUEFEI anatomically contorted himself, watch this. Oh, brilliant.
So you've got to get the body out the way and yet stay in control.
Body out the way, and you still got to plant the feet. And there wasn't much giveaway with this form motion.
Yeah, he's in control big time, the man from China.
9-4.
Ooh,
You're not going to say he's toying with Harimoto here, but he's pushing him around.
Oh yeah, he's not toying with him by any stretch of the imagination, but what he is doing is dismantling him. Love it.
How about that? And he can change it up. He's been back off the table and then in the table there, as patient as you like.
Dainty, soft hands near the net, great touch play, denying him the opening attack.
6 game points. There goes one.
5-10.
This is turning into another upset on the cards.
10-6.
Can't recall Harimoto bringing out that reverse pendulum service yet. Trying something different now, Harimoto, but it's probably going to be too little too late in this game.
4 game points, serving now to take a 2-game lead. Which he does.
11-6.
And things are very much going the way of XUEFEI here, the 25-year-old, with a 2-game lead. And on the evidence of what we're seeing here in the red-themed Infinity Arena, the man in the red looks as if he's nearly there already. So, 2-love to XUEFEI.
这样打挺好，但感觉不输了，难受的就坚决的就要拖长，别感觉难受拖一长，感觉难受就拖出去长，拖出去长他一拉，哎，有劲儿没有劲儿，他懂了一个中性，他给他连一个双射。
XUEFEI moving well, and he's on the move in terms of the top ranking movers over the past 12 months in men's singles. Look at that, his world ranking there sees a plus 81 because he just hasn't been playing, and that puts him in pretty good company there. And if you look at what he's doing here at the Singapore Smash 2025, well, we can expect to see him appearing on more of those rolls of honor in events to come. Question now, Fraser Riley, is this: is there any way back for
Harimoto to serve.
our number 3 seed, Tomokazu Harimoto? Of course, you have to say yes, but
he has to find ways to make life easier for himself with his service game. And he has to receive better as well. XUEFEI's been serving to an area that's tempted Harimoto in for a flick, but an area where Harimoto can't play a powerful flick, and then XUEFEI's taking him out directly into the backhand after that. Harimoto, we saw him try that reverse serve, but we haven't seen anything that sort of surprised us with his service game at all.
Yeah, we can have a little look at percentages later on and see if that's as big a factor as it appears in this matchup.
1-2.
XUEFEI looking at him as if he's barely broken a sweat. Unruffled, untroubled. How often does that happen against someone as dynamic as Harimoto?
Yeah, this is authoritative. I mean, Harimoto's game has been modelled off of the modern Chinese style.
Oh, did that catch the edge?
It did.
2-3.
Net then edge.
Let. No flashlight, please. 2-3.
Nice. Just something a little bit more outside the box. Comes in with the flick, breaks the wrist at the last split second here. Just something a little bit more flair.
And literally surprised him. Well, Team Japan will be somewhat shocked by what they're seeing here, as their leading man is struggling. Well, our thanks as ever to our production team for getting those stats up there for us. It's not overwhelming superiority, but then again, XUEFEI's been doing so much in all facets of his game. But here comes Harimoto.
XUEFEI's getting in first. His touch play has been sublime. They're the Chinese camp. And Wang Hao will be particularly impressed.
It's amazing to think the depth of the talent that exists.
And the penhold style lives on through XUEFEI. In this match especially, this is brilliant. This would be the result that he's wanted for so long.
Yeah, that's just it, isn't it? And when you see somebody come in and take a World Junior title and go on and rise up the rankings as high as Tomokazu Harimoto, part of him must have been thinking that could have been me. Well, it's just one event, but as it is, he's got the sign here over the Japanese player who takes a seat.
然后呢，在下边边他很有可能发球发你长了，觉得队友有时不行会发下去了就往边走了，一扭我往边走了，对的。领这个球，你只要给过去就行，给过去呢，如果有机会。
A few final words there from Kurihito Taze there, as Tomokazu Harimoto has to somehow plot the long way back into this one if he's to stay alive in this Singapore Smash 2025. So far, for all those invested in the Chinese players, legends and fans alike, so far so good for XUEFEI.
Oh, wow. There we see the dynamism to Tomokazu Harimoto. He's really improved at this distance here. Maybe he was just a bit too close to the table because of nervousness getting sucked into the rally before.
I think that celebration pointed straight to coach. Something that they'd come up with.
Yeah. Kunihito Tase, Harimoto's preferred coach. He got a lot of guidance from Dong Chi-min, who's actually from China in the last couple of years as well. Seiya Kishikawa now a new addition to the Japanese coaching staff. It's going to be interesting to see how that affects the men's players going forward. I'm sure it'll be positive for them.
Oh, he gets it back and wins the point.
7-5.
How big could that be?
Well. Got away with murder there, Harimoto.
What a get, though. And then, how often do you get a break like that? Another point
5.
Get the feeling that this is maybe the start of something, maybe.
Well, for the first time in the match now, we're going to have to see a different side to XUEFEI. And the poster boy sticks in.
5-9.
We're seeing a different Tomokazu Harimoto as the points continue to be banked on his side.
For the first time, we're seeing him enjoy himself a little bit here.
And again,
5,
and he sets up a
10.
chance to take out this third game. 5 game points. He's a player who shows his emotion, and when he shows it, he tends to play well.
10-6. (11-6).
11-6 it is. He takes the game that he needed so desperately, and he now is back in this one. 1-2 down. And that sets this one up an absolute treat, because we've seen a resurgence from Harimoto.
其实关键反手不敢，明白吗？即使发你反转，你就直接往他反手里，直接往他反手里，明白吗？不要再。
Benedict Duda, one of the stars of WTT, out in the Smash Park signing autographs. Lovely to see smiles, lovely to see that engagement with the fans, and lovely to see, look at that, he's playing the virtual ping pong here. There are all sorts of fabulous things to do out in the Smash Park, and we've seen so many fans coming through and having fun. Playing under the lights, Jang Woo-jin, didn't he play well yesterday? Fabulous showing from him, and he's out there, as you can see, amongst fans, and plenty of those fans signing autographs, signing camera lenses, and smiling away. Autograph sessions coming your way later on today here in Singapore. Zhang Zhiyi, Chloe Lai, Nicholas Tan, and Loi Ming-ying. We have those Singaporeans. If you're in Singapore, get along to the Sports Hub, get along to the Infinity Arena, just outside in our Smash Park as the party continues. And if you are watching from a distance, we'll give you the very best shots of everything that happens, not just on the table, but around at this fabulous Grand Smash, the first of the 4 this year in 2025 in World Table Tennis. What a match we have in prospect here. Harimoto back in it, trails by 2-1.
Well, if he smells blood, Harimoto, he can be dangerous, but XUEFEI, with the biggest vocal reaction we've heard from him so far now, he wants to wrap this up. He does not want Harimoto to force a fifth and come into it with loads of confidence and momentum. He gets what he needed, a good start.
Shades of what we saw in that really dominant second game here from the penhold.
Right into the crossover, Harimoto was passive, and then paid the price.
Now listen to them both.
It's going to become a slugfest, John.
Yeah.
Which is what we built this up to be.
Back to 2-2.
It's quite a deadening effect to this Tomokazu Harimoto pendulum, and it's placed well. He wants to make it tricky for XUEFEI to play that reverse penalty backhand. Wants to jam him up, which he has to do with a bit of side spin from the service, firstly.
But in his own right, XUEFEI can go to his own service, which has been such a great weapon behind, which has built this lead in the match.
He's too passive with that forehand. He blocked it, Harimoto. He had time to counter.
But he keeps coming back. Who makes the decisive break in this one?
He's dominating with the backhand from the middle, Harimoto, but then he has to be careful that XUEFEI doesn't make him blink twice. Middle, then wide forehand is the right tactic from XUEFEI. He's been playing that to try and get Harimoto into block mode. It's worked well.
he goes. Remember, these two playing for the right to take on either Alexei Lebrun or Hiroto Shinozuka in the round of 16.
Came around the side of that ball with that flick there, XUEFEI. Tried it again. Followed up though, Harimoto.
3.
Learned from his mistake in the previous point. Yeah, more racket speed over it, but then caught out.
2 huge points there, going the way of the Chinese player who has the ball in hand.
5-4.
Oh, no matter who you are backing or favoring in this one, this is greatly entertaining.
Awesome.
4,
What we're
6.
seeing is that XUEFEI is more dynamic than Tomokazu Harimoto from mid-distance. He's getting in first the vast majority of times. And there he managed to pin Harimoto's forehand again. The Japanese player stuck on that half.
And that's another
7.
big one, a 3-point lead. He's getting closer now, and Harimoto's frustration beginning to boil over.
Beautiful touch there. Used to spin on the serve, soft hands.
Closer still.
4.
Completely contrasting emotions on either side of that net.
He's rattled Harimoto. It's either too little or too much. He hasn't been able to play on 3rd or 4th gear here. But again, that placement of that flick.
Last night it was Felix Lebrun. Are we seeing the 3rd seed now go out? Another of the big names.
9-4.
It looks that way, Fraser. How big of a shot would this be?
Should be a massive shock, and it'd be real cause for concern for Tomokazu Harimoto. He's got his eyes on the big matches against the top Chinese, such as Lin Chidong. Doesn't want to lose to XUEFEI, who's more of a 2nd, 3rd tier
5-9.
Chinese player, now on the brink of something brilliant.
Oh, how close was that? Oh, where were they? Tried to go around the net.
9.
He did. He tried to do a Simon Gauzy from the champions Macau there, XUEFEI.
Share timeout.
Letting the ball drop to be able to create more dwelling arc. Nearly, just a clamp denying him there.
Oh, calls a timeout off the back of that.
Fantastic rally. This is why I expected to see a bit more of from Harimoto. Actually willing to enter the rally rather than trying to win it too soon, as he has been. Not over yet.
And it was XUEFEI who called that timeout there. 9-6. Close. He's close.
没问题，只要放心，他的分就你完了。然后发别的球怎么输怎么接，我就给你打枪，就打成绩，我也不着急，反正我顶接那么多，我给你一分定呗，我也不着急把弄死对吧？我注意连续和弱点就行，明白吗？所以这样就很简单，是吧？这个位置输入感不输有脱离，这个位置也挺明显，没有那么多想那么多，我就一分换你一分，一分打，对吧？然后自己发球还是一样的，站这发，包括站这发都可以，站这发人站这发转呢，能回就回，回不了就当训练一样。他也没有质量能打。
Chen Rinyu there, who defeated Tomokazu Harimoto in the final of the recent contender Muscat. He bowed out to Zhang Wujin.
Yeah, learned a lot yesterday. We'll be learning a lot today from XUEFEI's performance here as well. So the final instructions from Liu Heng to his player who's done so very, very well here. Can he get across the line now? And give us a first session upset here in the Infinity Arena. Serving to stay alive, Tomokazu Harimoto. But he's on the brink now. 4 match points to XUEFEI.
Oh my goodness, this is going to blow a hole in the roof here. Blow a hole in the draw as well.
He's there.
11-6. Gain and match to Xue wins 3 games
XUEFEI comes in from the cold and grabs the headlines here in Singapore.
It's a marvellous victory for XUEFEI. You just couldn't write it, but the pen holder could.
Oh, sir, nicely played. And the pen holder, the modern pen holder, knocking out one of the modern stars of this sport, and he has to accept that he is comfortably second best on the day here.
Yeah, he wasn't at his best, Tomokazu Harimoto. Perhaps he expected that he could get through that a little bit easier than what the reality turned out to be, and yeah, what can we say? Humbling for him, really, more than anything else.
Yeah, that's fair enough. First ever meeting of these two, and it's gone the way of the man from China. Yep,